So the UK budget is next week. There's going to be a couple of bits in there that will probably affect the property market, home buyers, sellers, renters. So we'll get into it. We don't like to speculate, but we're going to.
Property tax. So this is something that's been really speculated in the media over the last year. The government's floated various things that they're considering in the press. They have been looking at getting rid of the stamp duty system and replacing it with an annual property tax, especially for homes valued over, I think it was £500,000. There was even a suggestion of an annual tax charge of 1% payable annually on the value of your home over a stated threshold. The idea is it would go some way to appease those calling for a wealth tax, but there's a lot of difficulties there, and we are just speculating. We don't know how homes would be valued, how the tax would be collected. Property forms a large part of wealth when you're a pensioner, so would having that disproportionately disadvantage pensioners? We don't know. So the other option is the mansion tax. On expensive homes, they might consider doubling or significantly increasing council tax rates for properties in the top two bands. Again, you're targeting the homeowners, but it's not just going to be a tax that's going to target the super wealthy. Another option here is that they do it as an annual surcharge, much like they've been considering for stamp duty. They've also been talking about shifting stamp duty to the seller. So this would again be a massive reform if they were to do this, but by shifting that burden from the buyer to the seller, at least for high value homes, the idea is that it's then fairer as the seller is the one obtaining a gain from selling their property. It may or may not reduce barriers for first time buyers and those trying to move up the ladder. It could make more people willing to go out there and buy their first home, but it also might make sellers not want to sell their home. So whether or not it's going to boost is something that would remain to be seen. The other thing on our list is having a national insurance charge on landlords' income. So potentially landlords might have to pay national insurance on their rental income. This is specifically for buy-to-let landlords, I think. They don't currently pay any national insurance on their rental income, but the 8% charge is being kind of thrown around in the press. So we'll be interested to see what comes of that. Again, who's then going to absorb those costs if that is the case? Does that mean that rents will go up for tenants? Who knows? So that's kind of a roundup of what we've been seeing being speculated in the media for the last 12 months or so. Remains to be seen.